Hello, Hannah. Soul Dr. Nick here, and I just recorded a video about awakening the inner sage. And part of it, I mentioned about nutrition and eating. And one of the things I want to just examine first is that consider that the energy that we have doesn't primarily come from our food. We've been told that over and over again. You got to eat to have energy. But the funny thing is, most of the time when we eat, after we eat, want to take a nap, want to take it easy, feel tired, feel the brain fog roll in. Right? The only thing that we don't have that is usually when you have some kind of stimulant, drug, medicine, however you want to call it, whether it's coffee or tea or something else like that. And that's something actually, it's funny enough, I have not been drawn to my whole life because it's almost too much for me. And then recognizing the food that I'm really drawn to that's really delicious, something like fried chicken, oof, that hits me. Recognizing that the alive stuff, the veggies, the fruits, stuff like that, definitely hits me differently. And these days I am juicing so much. I've got this Nama J2 juicer, which is super easy to use. Even my 4-year-old's helping me to juice. And so we're juicing at least twice a week. And there's an aliveness to that. There's an aliveness. And sometimes when you're in an altered state and you can see through things, you can see the processed food almost looks like it's dead, almost looks like it's garbage. And then fresh fruits, fresh vegetables have this aliveness to it. And then there's a whole nother layer when it's actually not just organic, but biodynamic. When you're buying it from the farmer's market, for someone's really poured their love and energy into not just it, but the soil and everything else in between. And how it serves the microbiome. And every time we go out now, very rarely are we going out for the quality of the food in terms of the actual pure quality. Having said that, the energy that people pour into the food, that can really serve it. So what I invite you to do is start noticing the food and start noticing what makes you feel more enlivened, what makes you feel heavier. And then it's just choices. As we awaken our inner sage, it's not that we can't have the fried chicken. I use that as an example because that's my thing. Every now and then I'm going to find a really good piece of fried chicken, but I'm really clear now. If it's not a really good piece of fried chicken, why am I eating it? And the other day I just did that. There was some karaage that wasn't the greatest, but it was on my combo plate and I didn't want to waste it. And so I ate a lot of it. And I could feel the heat energy in it in my body, and my mouth was feeling a little bit of canker sore-ish. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Now that in hindsight, I'm like, again, I want to save those fried foods for the ones I really want. Otherwise, let's go more for the juices, the fruits, the vegetables, the grass-fed beefs. Let's do that, the healthy fats. And take a look at that. All the ways that you've learned about the food pyramid, everything else, there's been another objective that people have been telling you that about. The traditional ways of eating, the traditional diets. Now those haven't been taught because there's actually a monetary gain. It just is. And so part of it though is finding your traditional diet. Maybe you are, for some people, part of the Arctic, part of the Inuit kind, where you actually do need to eat more organ meat, more livers and things like that. Maybe part of it you're more around the equator where you need more of those fruits all the time. More of those things that are bathed in sun all the time. Maybe you're in the northern part where you actually have to have more of the root vegetables, more of the salad, more of the pickle stuff. And just notice the aliveness of the food and how it affects you. And we talked about the poop recently as well, but take a look at the food and keep expanding your own awareness of what works and what resonates for you and what doesn't. Ciao for now.